Welcome to this week of Liturgical. We have a whole new theme planned to finish out this last 18 months of the liturgical calendar. So, previously, we've done the Gospel Acclamation. Last year, we did Psalms. Now, we are going to be diving into the Bible stories. I wanted to take today to talk about what the psalm means as an introduction so we can dive right in next week. So the first 9 months are going to be all about the Old Testament, and the 9 months after that will be all about the New Testament. Obviously, we're not going to get through every single Bible story, but we are going to hit on lots. Throughout this, I am also going to have us do kind of like an arts and crafts type thing too, to represent each of the stories that we venture through. My plan is to make a stained glass cross. I use air quotes because it is not going to be actual stained glass. This is going to be made out of glue and plastic panels of sorts. So I have kind of a diagram drawn up of what is going on in my head right now. Plans could still kind of change, but this is kind of where I'm at right now for plotting things. The vertical line is going to be the Old Testament. The horizontal line is going to be the New Testament. Now, there may still be a little bit of wiggle room in there, but that is my plan as of right now. My goal is to have it so the Psalms sit at the center line for where the horizontal line will cross over, okay? With this, I intend to start the creation portion down at the bottom of the cross as the base and the foundation of where everything all started. And then we'll build up from there. The New Testament will go from left to right if you're looking at it. If you look at the ovals that I have drawn on here, that's me kind of planning out the window pane, so to speak, because each pane will have several stories entwined within it. When I was first creating this concept, I was planning on maybe doing a window pane for every single story that we do, and I was like, oh, that can get really chaotic real quick. So what we're actually going to do is at the end of every month, I'm going to show you how I've kind of created it, because I hand sketch everything, and then how I'm going to create these window panes, and we'll piece it all together. And then at the very end, we'll build everything up, okay? So that's kind of what my thought is as of right now. And again, some of that could kind of change a little bit. With this, as has been the case throughout all of this, yes, I am following a Christian liturgical calendar. However, we want this to be welcoming for everybody, okay? We can always learn from each other and share with each other, and that first and foremost is always my number one goal with this, because everybody is on their own faith journey, no matter what that means, okay? So as we go through the Bible stories, I do encourage you to, again, stay on track of your own faith journey and see what stories may be kind of similar for yourself. So again, we're going to be starting off with the creation story and kind of like the beginnings of everything in the Bible. I want you to explore whatever that means for you. If you have a creation story that is in your faith, or beginning type stories in your faith, and see what those are. And feel free to get creative, and if you want to make your own stained glass style of art, have fun with it. Like, that's what we want out of this. It's just a way to explore. Now, previously, I have done choreography, and I've done little breakdowns of why I do certain things. As we go through these next 18 months, I am not going to be reading off the Bible. We are going to be talking about the stories, and we're going to be breaking down what those moves could possibly entail, and have a lot more self-exploration. Because again, with liturgical, it can be really on the edge of contemporary sometimes, where you're sometimes moving to just spoken word. Sometimes we have music. Sometimes it's a little bit in between. It may be like a chanted prayer of sorts. So there are various ways that liturgical can be done. So as we explore these stories, we're going to be talking, some of it may be like a little bit of a review because I've touched on it before and I know that that can seem boring, but sometimes having it in a different light, in a focal point that reads differently and is understood in a different way. So I want you to be able to play with some of these moves, see again what reaches out to you in your own faith and all of that stuff, and have fun with this and explore and all of that fun. So I look forward to seeing you next week as we start in on the story of creation. I will see you then.